I was spending 4 hours a day on my phone. I wasn't working, I wasn't studying, I wasn't learning, but I was scrolling. I was wasting my time every single day on my phone. The worst part, I didn't even realize it was happening. So I decided to completely rebuild my relationship with my phone from scratch. And what I found changed actually worked. I started studying, working, planning, executing, using my phone. And in this video, I will show you exactly what I did. So this is my home screen, and currently I just have Google Apps on my first screen. Why? There's a reason behind this. I like to keep the first screen boring, so whenever I just open my phone, the first thing I see is boring, so I don't get attracted to my phone. Imagine if you open your phone and the first thing you see is the messages. I would probably quit using my phone at that point. Also, if you see this properly, I also have this app called Foodwiser, which helps me track my entire diet. So that's what I use. Now, I have a widget for this app, which is because I don't forget it. Every time I open my phone, I go on, see this, and I think I let me just write down what I've eaten throughout my day, and I just go to the app and I just write down what I had eaten before. Every time I open the screen, I can see this so I don't forget. So here's what I would recommend for you. Whenever you open your phone, add widgets on your first screen of the things you don't want to forget, apps you want to use, but they are related to productivity and your brain probably forgets them because the brain doesn't think it's that important. Now, once you have seen the Foodwiser app, I have other Google apps. These are all Google apps, and there's nothing else that's really amazing in the first screen. But what really has changed is the second page, which is this. So just to let you know, there's nothing really important with the first widget or the first folder here, which is this one. And it really has the only device apps in it. So that's not really important. What we are looking for is the rest of the apps. But let me just tell you one thing that I have customized in order to probably increase my productivity by 20 or 30% at least. So the thing I did is every time I open this, I cannot see the name of the apps. And if there's an app that I need to use and I cannot see the name, and if there's any app that I need to use, because I cannot see the name, I have to search it. And I probably, for example, if I wanted to use the editing tool, which is CapCut, I will probably search CapCut and then I'll get it. So I cannot see the name, so it's harder for me to access the apps. So that also reduces the screen time. Now, I will break down each section for you. The first section I want to break down is the first section, which is AI. These are all the AI tools that I use. The first AI tool is Gemini. This is basically anything I want to learn, any website that I want to visit, any tool that I want to learn about, or even if I don't know about that tool, if I want to research about tools, I would go to Gemini. ChatGPT, it's basically an all-rounder. I can use it for anything, but probably I just use it for ideas. Third thing, Notebook LM. Now this is an amazing app because whatever I need to learn about, I'm just going to attach the videos about that app, and I can probably just make the app make a podcast about those videos, and I can learn watching that podcast, and I can also join in and ask questions live on that audio or whatever. Then we have Claude, which I use for writing. Basically, I have this another channel called Peakflow. Now, on this channel, what I do is basically I do faceless videos about the same productivity and self-improvement niche. Now, to generate the script, I always use Claude. Why? Because Claude has the best writing out of all of these AI. This is the fifth one, which is not Perplexity. This is Manus. So I use this for automating every one of my tasks. If I wanted to add something to my calendar, Gmail, if I wanted to send any emails, I can just tell this guy or this tool to do that for me, and it will do it for me. I can make any website, anything. It just does it for me, does all the research, everything. So I think this is an amazing tool that I use as well. Now, the sixth tool that I use is Perplexity. I just started using this tool, so I don't know much about it. I'm not going to speak about this. Let me just go to the next section. So before I go to the next section, there's something very important you need to know. Before, I'll just show you what it looked like. Before, this looked like this. So if I had to just do that, this is what it looked like. And why is this not the right thing to do? Because whenever I go to this screen, the first thing I see is games. And look at all the other apps and look at games. Which one do you think is the brightest? And which one do you think will attract me the most? Probably the game section. So here's what I did. I put this back there and I made this as small as possible, and I made this as big as possible, and I put these there. Now, let me just switch it back. Now, when you see this, most of the time that I spend on my phone will probably be using AI tools, which makes me better at a lot of things compared to playing games, which just improves my hand-eye coordination and cognitive skills or whatever it does. But I think using and learning about AI tools would be much better of a skill than playing games. That was the AI section. Now, the second section that I use is the productivity section. There are 5 tools that I use, which you probably use as well. Let me just make one change, which I think I should have done before. So, I don't know where my Google Calendar is, but should be around here. If I go here and if I pull this out, and these are the 6 productivity tools that I use. The first one is Pomo, which is basically an app that I use in order to do Pomodoro skills. So I basically work for 90 minutes and rest for 30 minutes. Using this app, you can also change or customize it according to your own needs. If you want to work for 50 minutes and rest for 10 minutes, you can customize it. You can also play background music, and also you can change the background. So that's one app that I use. This leads me on to the second app that I use, which Notion is basically, I have all the pages for all the sections of my life, as you can see. And I can access this using both my phone and my laptop because it has a web-based application as well. So I just use it to review all my sections of life and see what I made mistakes in, what I did right, and what I can do again, and what I need to do after. Now, coming to Habitica, which is basically my habit tracking app. Now, most of these should be dailies, but I left it there because I need some habits at least. I think drinking water would be one habit, but I normally have all these, and although I've done this, no, I haven't done that way. I've done this. No, not done that. Anyways, coming back to the topic, I use Habitica for tracking my habits, and if I have any to-dos, I can just list them here, and I can create the to-do, and I can, whenever I finish that to-do, I can just check it off, and it gives a sense of achievement. So I want to achieve my to-do list again and again. Now I use Google Drive as well, which is basically to write down or connect all my ideas, and I have folders, and then I can go to each folder to, I've organized it. So whatever I want to do, if I want to learn about, if I want to see what videos I can upload next, I'll probably go to my content section, and I would go to my personal brand, and I will see my video ideas for PB, which I will not show you here because I don't want to leak my next videos. But yeah, I use the notes application, but it's not letting me record that. Phone is still recording. Okay, I also use the normal notes app, which is basically to write notes so I don't forget. And the last app that I used is Google Calendar. Now the app won't let me show you that as well, but I think you all know about Google Calendar by now because everybody has this on their phone, hopefully, and you can basically schedule and time block using this app, and every time you have to do something, it just pops up on your phone as a notification, and I would prefer that notification better than notifications from social media. So it just makes sure that you don't forget what you need to do at the time. So that was the section for productivity. Now there's this section of social. So I have all these platforms. I'll link it down in the description below, but this is not what the video is about. I have this section for social, not because I consume more content, but because I need to upload more content. I'm not gonna go to my channels and stuff, but if I go to each one of these, I can probably just see and just upload. And normally, except WhatsApp and Discord, I normally use rest of them to just create rather than get exposure to information. And I don't think there's much to talk about in this section. So I would go to the production center, which is this. which I use to create my YouTube videos. I use Canva for design, CapCut for video edit, Clip, which is I'm currently using to record the screen, and Voice Recorder to record the voice for my other YouTube channel, which I just use the script. And then coming on to the tab which is about education. Now, because I'm doing my GCSEs, these are the apps that I use in order to revise. So I think BBC Bite Size is the one I use the most because I get notification from it all the time. So I have to just click on it, and then when I click on it, I probably do like 15 minutes normally. Now the next one we have is fitness. Now when it comes to fitness, we have these three tools. The first one is Adidas Running. As you guys know, I run 5 kilometers every Sunday if it doesn't rain. Today it's raining, so I'm recording. So yeah. The second thing I use, which I already told you, is Foodwiser to track my calories and my macros. The third one was installed app, which was Fitbit. So yeah. Section is games. I don't think I really need to talk about this. It's basically Minecraft, Stickman, but I don't even know. It's all offline games because whenever I'm bored, I'm on the bus and I don't have anything to do, I go on these apps and I just play games. Now, the other apps is basically Compware, which is just company software. And I don't normally go to this section. For example, there's a shop called Lidl. I only open that app when I actually go to Lidl and I scan it because you get rewards from it. Now, the last section I have on my phone, which is work. I have Figma, which is the, again, design software, which I use for mind map. I'll show you what that is in another video, but yeah. The second one is Printful, which I use to manage my designs for my clothing brand. Now, these two are an absolute must for my work. I'm trying to keep going at it, but for now, this is it. For these apps, the one that's below, I have Google Authenticator, I have my calls, and I have my YouTube social media app, and I have the camera, and I think that is my phone. Now, I think that I have some tips for you when it comes to using your phones effectively and turning it to a weapon rather than a distraction. The one thing you need to do in order to become perfectly productive, here's 3 tips. First tip, delete everything that you don't need or is a distraction. Anything that probably wastes your time, anything that you don't even want to do and you just get notification from it and you get pulled at it and you can't stop it, and then you waste a lot of time and then later you regret. So delete those apps if you have them. Now, the second thing is your wallpaper. I normally put the wallpaper as someone I admire. So for me, it was Kratos because I really like his story, and it can be someone different for you. For you, it could be Cristiano Ronaldo. For you, it can be Michael Jordan. Anybody that inspires you, probably put him on the thing, or an inspirational quote. It can be anything that just inspires you. That's what I normally do. You can do Minimalist Phone, which is a great app, which is my third tip. You can use app blockers, or you can set a certain screen time. I normally don't do that because I normally don't waste that much time on my phone. These are the 3 tips you can use in order to use your phone productively, again, which was extra perk. So I think that should be it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.